Hello everyone, welcome to the second half of the month. You can see I'm around a lot of lights. We just had a beautiful sound bath working, bringing in the energy for the solstice. It's coming in. I can't believe, I think it's a Saturday. So in these last 2 weeks of December, here's a little bit of an update and a little bit of an activation. I want to pick up from the last video for those that watched, and hopefully you have been spending the past few weeks, if that video spoke to you, being able to clear out your space and create some space to bring in this light. If you haven't, you can still continue to clear. We're always clearing. We're human beings who come into this world so light, and then we accumulate so much density, and then we spend a lot of our lives in that density, and we are here to enjoy and live and create and collaborate. I want to first of all wish a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Hanukkah to all who celebrate, because I don't think I will be back here until, well, we'll see. I might be back here by January 1st or 2nd. If not, it might not be till mid-January, because I will be on a meditation retreat for the first week of January. So I want to make sure to get all the happies out of the way for our human minds. Okay, let's get into the message. So last time we were talking about clearing and making space, and I said that that's going to lead into the next message. What we're doing right now, and this came through in Sound Bath today, we're clearing a lot of space in our energy centers, and I'm hearing a lot as we move into this new year of the importance of being able to be connected to these energy centers on a regular basis, and being able to understand when you need to ground and clear. Now, I know this might sound like unfamiliar language for some of you that are just used to living your everyday lives. So maybe just go with it and just follow along and see where this takes you. I don't have any notes for this update. I'm just kind of doing this in real time because I'm coming right out of Sound Bath, and being up in the sound brings me a little bit closer to divine and divine messages. So take this time. The next 2 weeks is not a very, these last 2 weeks feel like not a very active 2 weeks, meaning this is not the time to begin a project of clearing or cutting loose connections or making any big decisions. Feels like these next 2 weeks are really designed for rest, recalibration. I'm hearing a lot of rest. So I feel like we're going to revisit a lot of these themes of releasing and letting go as we move into January, because remember, the year of the horse doesn't start until February, so we still have most of January to continue shedding the energy of the year of the snake. I'm also hearing that the way that we identify with calendar time and time is going to be increasingly different. So moving energy according to the earth, according to the sunrise and the sunset, moving energy according to seasons. Maybe sometimes the weather will be colder, calling us to go inwards more. Sometimes the weather will be warmer, calling us to go outwards and connect more with nature. So don't worry that you have to get anything done between now and the end of the year. That is probably the biggest message. Right now, I just keep hearing like rest and recalibrate. This is a time to embrace the softness and the stillness of the solstice energy. Yes, the solstice energy is very soft. It is still, but it is very powerful. So just because something is still does not mean that something is not happening. It's important for us, though, to minimize our movements and our energy this next 2 weeks, because working up to the solstice, we want to go slower and slower. And then after the solstice, still give another week of stillness and softness to let the energy integrate from whatever is coming through on the 21st. When I'm channeling stillness, what that means is maybe taking more time to, you might be feeling a little bit more. So your body might naturally be calling in stillness right now. You may be getting cancel, but maybe you're getting a little cold or you're getting sick. And so that's, your body is taking over and putting you in a position where you're moving slower. Or perhaps in the morning, I know for myself personally, I've been calling in an extra hour of sleep in the morning. So maybe that's something that you invite into your space for stillness. Maybe this means meditating a little bit more, or maybe it means if you have 3 social obligations coming up for the week or the weekend, maybe you can dilute that down to just 1 priority, and then the other 2 you can just say that you're not feeling up to it. Listen to your body. Your body's gonna give you some very clear messages on how it wants to receive stillness. Really limiting, gosh, I know this is a hard one, but they're saying like really limiting alcohol and consumption of artificial products, refined sugars. Sugar is okay, maybe like things like an all natural honey, or like a maple syrup, or berries are low in low glycemic fruit, or any fruit is fine, but just, you can have something sweet or like a nice chocolate, like a high cacao chocolate, but just really, this is more important now than ever to really watch those refined and artificial sweeteners, sugars, alcohol. Alcohol is a lot of sugar. There's a lot of like liver. I feel like, I'm not doing medical, just a little bit of a disclaimer, but just energetically, I'm feeling like a lot of energy around the liver. There's a lot of detoxing that's happening right now behind the scenes, and there could be things that you are refining. You could be refining them in dream space in your sleep, or you could be refining them just being around people. There's something energetically happening when you come into contact with certain people that's doing a clearing on you, or you could be receiving energy work. But they're just keep showing me the liver. But energetically, so there's a lot of detox happening when you add in a lot of artificial sweeteners, artificial foods, a lot of restaurant food, which is sometimes a lot higher in like sodium and questionable, additives, and alcohol. You're adding the burden to your liver. So just take that information for however you want to receive it. I am going to do my very best to get an update out to you by January 1st. And that is all I have. It's really just take it easy, stillness and rest. The energy from the last update, which was a lot about like clearing and opening up space, perhaps in your home, or doing a digital detox and clearing out emails or pictures on your phone, like no more. Like we're putting the kibosh on that for the next few weeks, okay? So I give you permission to be in your feelings, to be in your body, to acknowledge this time of reflection and rest, to bring in the energy. You have done all that you need to do to bring in the solstice energy. Up until this point, you have not missed an opportunity. Even if you're just listening to this and you have not watched one of my videos for a few months, you are exactly where you need to be, and everything is going to work out exactly the way that it needs to, okay? So with that being said, I wish you peace towards this very end of the new year and the shortest day of the new year. I'm sending you all this beautiful light and a big hug. Give yourself a hug. I will be doing sound bath again the end of January. Stay tuned if you would like to join us. We did a beautiful cacao bar. You can see some remnants of this right here. And I brought in some homemade treats. So it was a lovely gathering with a lot of nice connection afterwards. So it seems this is how we are going to continue with the pattern of sound bath. So it'll be 90 minutes instead of an hour, with a little bit of cacao and connection afterwards. So I will see you next year.